shit as we build
I will share it.
5-room dungeons.
Announcement.
The workshop is open. Okay, hashtag D&D. Hashtag Dungeons and Dragons. Hashtag TTRPG. Hashtag TT. Ooh, I almost fucked up that hashtag. TTRPG. Hashtag mother trucker Twitch streamer.
Hashtag.
Hashtag.
Don't be dumb.
Yeah, dude, you said it. It's going in. Hashtag.
All right, sounds good.
Twitch streamers. Yeah, fuck it, good enough.
I forget what I was writing, but the other day I was like, hashtag, I don't know how to add a hashtag.
That's pretty good.
Do you guys like the layout, by the way?
Yeah, looks fine.
Yeah, do you mind actually turning, do you have the audio on? Can you see, can we do a quick audio check to see if it's good?
I have the audio on.
Okay, can you like, there's no weird echoes or anything like that, or?
I don't hear any echoes.
Fucking perfect. We is good. Twitch.tv/DM-Zack007. Oh, wait. I gotta take you guys with.
Pretty useful.
It's a very pretty overlay.
Thank you, Johnny.
I like the rainbows.
I know, me too.
I showed Cassie, my fiance, and she's like, it reminds me of Dr. Phil. Because of the color scheme. I was like,
I've actually never seen Dr. Phil.
and then
The only thing I've seen about Dr. Phil was the catch me outside bullshit
A
a couple of years ago. I'm like, what is this? And I like Google it and I'm like, oh, it's Dr. Phil. Oh, what is going on?
Her mom trying to explain it was better because it's just like, what are you talking about?
all right.
It's like the new Jerry Springer.
There you go. Tweet sent. And then this is also going to be uploaded to YouTube.
Sweet.
I shared in the pod squad. Cheryl said if she's still awake, she would join earlier.
Nice. Turn that down. Okay. You guys good?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. So, I'm kind of nervous. This is my first time doing like a live stream Twitch thing. Hello, my nerds, and thank you so much for tuning in to this first episode of the DM Zacks Workshop. I am joined here with Johnny. You guys can get a hold of him on Twitter at Johnny2x4. I got it all linked there. Or, well, not linked. It's just showing there.
It's
showing. Then Nikki from Beholder to No One. So, Johnny, why don't you take a couple seconds here and introduce yourself and stuff like that. And then, Nikki, you can introduce yourself, and then we'll build a 5-room dungeon.
Fantastic. Like Zach said, my name is Johnny. I am the Johnny2x4 on Twitter, literally everything, Twitch, Instagram, and I don't have any projects in the works. Well, they're all in the works, so you might hear some stuff from me. I am in Zach's Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign that's starting up very soon, the 29th. That's going to be a ton of fun, so come join us there.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for that. That Rime of the Frost Maiden stream is going to be wicked.
Killer.
Holy fuck. I'm running it like a survival horror. I can't. It's Thursday. We're playing Thursday, right? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Shit,
the most hardcore of the hardcore are
You're
going to be there.
gonna love it. I'm playing it on Tuesdays.
Are you? Is it good?
I like it so far.
Oh fuck. Okay, Nikki, your
Sweet.
turn. Tell everyone what's up with you.
My name is Nikki. I am the host of Beholder to No One. We are a D&D podcast where we talk about random discussions about D&D and TTRPGs on Mondays, and then on Thursdays we switch bi-weekly between either non-D&D one-shots, including a lot of indie stuff, or 5th edition a horror-esque actual play based in a homebrew version of Sharn called Clearlight.
Nice. And yeah, Nikki, me and you, we've collabed quite a bit and shit before. So, I mean, yeah, I'm
You
stoked to
haven't
have you
listened to
guys
that
here.
podcast.
Yeah.
Listen to my interview.
Yeah,
Greg and I were on
exactly.
here.
And Shockton, what up? This is a Twitch stream, so I'm gonna be talking with chat. Chat is totally encouraged to ask questions, by the way, on this. Okay,
Please do.
Yeah,
Hi,
like
Shockton.
you guys are encouraged to participate in that. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be building a 5-room dungeon, multiple 5-room dungeons. And I think the reason why this is episode 1 and the reason why I'm so excited to do these is because I think that this is the best tool for any dungeon master to have out there. And that's like a true opinion here, because they're so simple. You basically take 5, we say room dungeon here, but it's essentially 5 scenes in anywhere. A dungeon, a cave, a crypt, it doesn't matter where it is. And these scenes are essentially going to be like an entrance, a puzzle or a riddle of some sort, a setback, a boss, and a reward. And you kind of intertwine these and form your own paths with them. For example, there would be like the railroad, which would be a very linear. The entrance takes you to the puzzle, which takes you to the setback, which takes you to the boss, which takes you to the reward, almost like a railroad. But then you have stuff like, the Wizard's Tower, which we're going to be building here tonight, which is an entrance, and it's spiraling upwards, and it leads to the setback, which spirals upwards and will lead to like a puzzle or a riddle. And you just work your way up, hit the boss, hit the reward. But as long as if you're, like we're going to show you how quick and easy it is to kind of like just pop in and make one of these things here. So yeah, these are, they're super simple. They're super easy. You just take your 5 rooms, plot them, and then you worry about the map and the map and the CR, like the monsters and all that stuff. You can worry about that shit later. So tonight we're going to be doing the railroad, and followed by the tower, and followed by the decision, which the decision will be the entrance, which leads to a puzzle, which will lead to a boss fight, and then 2 separate rooms, which will lead to either a setback or a reward, depending on which way the party chooses. The main thing here is you're able to I wonder if this will be able to see on stream, but you kind of see like there's no rooms or dungeons or anything like that. They're just letters, like, right? Railroad, super simple, straight across. The spiral upwards, and then the decision down there. I probably should have had a printout ready for that. Learn that next time. Or not a printout, a screenshot or something like that to show you guys. But yeah. So what do you guys think here? You guys, what do you think about these things? I know you guys are pretty new to them, but from what I've said so far, you feel like it would be a good tool, or do you guys disagree, or what?
I mean, it could be definitely a good tool as long as you also are willing to expound upon it and like tweak it a little bit. It's not, there's only this. There can be additional things.
Absolutely, 100%.
And you could probably also do it multiple times in the same room. Like you do steps 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 type of thing.
Yeah.
Or like not 1 is entrance, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, then 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really nice. I do agree with you. Basically, I have like 8 things that I always try to throw in all my dungeons, almost like a checklist. I tweeted a photo about it earlier, but that's essentially something to steal, something to kill, something that's going to try to kill you, and then different paths, like different choices, and someone to talk to. Those are just some examples of like the checklist that I like to do to make sure that my dungeons are very fluid and filled out to a certain point. But so we'll get started here with the railroad, and essentially all we're going to be doing is just brainstorming and building one of these things, a few of these things, and then I'm going to take them, turn them into PDFs, and release them for people to use. So we are going to be building the 5-room dungeon. We'll start with the railroad. So first things first is we need almost a theme. So honestly, let's just start thinking here.
I mean, so what I wanted to talk about in in like this idea, this 5-room dungeon is for a lot of new DMs that we typically have a hard time of like finding out what we want to do. Like we do generally like maybe a dungeon and it's like convoluted and there's not a lot of things. There's not a sequence of events that happens and sometimes it can be hard to run that thing. So that's why when you described this idea to me, I was like, oh yeah, this is a great tool for like new DMs. So I was thinking like, why don't we do something simple to start off with? You know, we don't want to do like, oh, let's throw in some mind flayers in here because maybe new DMs aren't gonna know what to do with those type of creatures.
Always throw in mind flayers. What are you talking
Yeah, I know. Like I love mind flayers. I don't know. Maybe kobolds, goblins, some orcs.
Yeah, okay. Why don't we do like a standard kobold?
Fantasy
kobolds defending like a, I don't know. Okay, well, let's figure out. Okay, so we're gonna do a traditional fantasy style here then. Okay, so traditional.
At least to begin to let these new DMs like figure out like, hey, how would I go ahead and start this off, especially with monsters that they might be more familiar with.
Well, if it's a new DM too, you're probably looking at like level 1 stuff. Level
exactly.
2, so.
Yeah, pretty much. You know. Actually, holy fuck, Nikki, have you ran Lost Mines of Phandelver?
I've played it.
Man, I swear, I don't know how many rooms are in Craigmore Hideout, but I feel like it's got to be close to like, 5, 6, or 7, right? Like it's a super small little.
There's not a lot.
Quick little introduction into it. That's a fucking great example, of like, this is like the basics of it. Okay,
the number one level 1 quest that I've ran is a DM's Guild 1 where it's the Mad Mage Tower is what it's called. And there's like 3 rooms on every floor and there's 4 floors and you just work your way up. And not every floor has a bad guy, or not every room has a bad guy, but every floor does, so it follows the same
principle.
Type of
structure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the thing with these like with the 5-room dungeons is you could honestly, you know what I mean? Like even your entrance could have 5 different fucking things going on to it, right? And then it's just these are quick little easy. These could be considered your like main plot points, right? Of what you're gonna put into your multi-mega room dungeon, right? Like, there's different paths. This is super linear and able for you to take it and mold it and stuff like that. I don't necessarily, I should stop calling them 5-room dungeons. It should almost be like a 5-scene dungeon or something like that, or a 5 like main scene dungeon. I don't know. But I really like
so we're doing a train, like literal train.
Pretty basically it.
Okay, I'm just making sure it's not like railroad, like we're railroading the story. It's more like a literal train. So
it's more of like, hey, this room leads into the next room, that room leads into the next one, and then that one leads into the next one. That's basically what he means by railroad.
Yeah, it's super theater of the mind. So for dungeon masters, like you don't have to have elaborate maps. I'm literally on a piece of paper right now writing out the letter E for entrance. Okay. And then from entrance, we're doing traditional fantasy style. So we got an entrance, which is going to lead into the puzzle, which will lead into the setback, boss, and then room. So setback, boss, room.
I don't know if you can have this list up on the stream, but it'd be nice to have like a list. Right there of the 5 things that you want to see in this Ven Shenanigans calls it a 5-act play, which is I guess that makes sense.
If we would have thought about it, I would have I didn't realize there would be descriptor pictures, so we could have left that 4th little scene for the
yeah.
I mean, that's quite all right. We'll do our best. but yeah, so like we have like these 5 things, and they're simple enough. I'm sorry, Zach, I interrupted you.
No, no, no. That's good. I think I'm actually going to. Man, I wish I would have thought of that beforehand. Hey.
You're a dungeon master. That's what we do. We do everything on the fly.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'll just do it down here in this bottom little corner.
There you go.
Or. Okay, hold up. We will go into. Pop this open. Pop that open. Move that over there. Open this up. Pop that up.
So are we going kobolds or are we going goblins?
What do you guys want to do?
Ooh. I don't know. I actually have. You know what? In like my 6 or 7 years of just being a forever DM, I have never run kobolds.
Kobolds are fun.
Are they?
I like them, and I have played as one before,
Okay.
so they can be pretty interesting to play.
When
So
I
if we're
first
going,
saw them, I thought they were dogs, and I was like, "Oh, okay, interesting."
if we're going kobolds, then we need to go like Underdark, underground area. So get that feel.
Oh, is that true? Yes,
Well,
that M
kobolds
gives
live in the dark.
kobolds on their own turf can
He's
taste a level 8
he
group.
is very right, man. Kobolds are shifty little fucks.
Well, they don't have to live anywhere like they don't have to live in the Underdark because level ones I don't think should be in the Underdark necessarily.
No.
But they could be in like a cave system of sorts where it is dark.
Yeah. I mean, but like, do they have sunlight sensitivity or anything like that?
I believe so, but I am not 100% off of
Huh.
that. I will double
Fuck, that's
check.
good.
Yeah, and
so
I mean,
small.
like, depending on what monster that you use on the entrance, that could influence like the
They
whole
do.
thing. That's interesting. Well, like I said, I've never run kobolds. Like, you can have a why are they there? What are they guarding? Or what are they doing here at this entrance? Or, what is their motives? It's really kind of, once you have one little thing, it will only lead you to more and more ideas. So starting off with kobolds, they could be there, I don't know, guarding a bunch of gold for their dragon master. That's a thing, right? They worship dragons.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm fucking around with the stream now because
As
but
you do.
it's looking, I don't know, bearable. Can you guys even read that or no?
It's a little small.
Yeah, I mean, why don't you just paste what the rooms are? What the rooms are.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to do with it anymore.
That's all right.
I just want to build this shit.
I'm floating in space.
Oh, look at that. Room 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the railroad. It doesn't work.
Yeah, oh, that's okay. We don't have to worry about that right now.
Yeah. We'll just keep on going. Oh, you know what? Here we go.
You're gonna cover yourself up.
No. I'm losing.
That's all right.
Shockton said, what if these rooms were set up like a platform video game level? Like a secret or a treasure room is found in the first room, but the key is in the third room and you need to backtrack, but you're rewarded for it.
That sounds awesome. That I really like that idea of like a platformer, a Metroid type of dungeon level, where you start off in a room where there's stuff that you don't have access to. That sounds really cool. Like, I know that's not the traditional first railroad dungeon that we'll do, but I mean, it can be. It could just be in a simple straight line, just with different things in each room.
I also like when you find something but you don't know where it goes yet.
Yeah.
So you're like, is this important? Is it not? And you fall into that Skyrim hole of, do I pick up everything? Maybe it's important. And then you have 70 things of cheese and...
Oh shit, yeah. Me Playable followed. Thank you so much. I can't believe I actually got a follower as I'm like fucking around and redoing my stream and shit
Looks
like
like
that.
the Johnny 2x4 is being that guy and correcting your spelling.
Yeah, do
Uh,
it. Do it. Do it.
it's ENTRANCE.
Okay, wait. ETR.
No,
Nope.
entrance, just get rid of the second E in entrance.
Yeah, there you go. There's a really good no, that's a joke. EPSBR. That's fine.
No, do I got
So
it
yeah,
right? Dude, my streams are not professional, man. This is why we're doing it live. I fuck around. We chat. We chill with chat.
In
Fantastic.
entrance, the thing you just typed, get rid of that second E.
The first word.
ANCE.
ANCE. ENTRANCE.
Yes.
That's what I have.
You didn't. You had ENT. You had entrance.
Oh. Oh, shit.
You definitely didn't have it. Anyway,
Oh, you know what it is? It's because I haven't hit apply yet. I'm going back and fixing all my spelling right now. That's why I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about here? Okay.
No.
Traditional dungeon, railroad. There we go. Done.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay. So I guess we're building a kobold dungeon per se, or
Yeah.
a cave, or basically a room.
Yeah. So what do you
Yes,
guys think we
adventure.
should have here at the entrance? Like, I'm thinking we should do something dark, maybe, like a ambush, or.
I mean, it could be an ambush, or I mean, like what are the adventurers like looking to find here? Like, obviously, like some sort of
That's a good.
reward, some sort of gold.
Okay. Yeah.
Are the kobolds guarding it, or are they hiding it away? You know, like there could be more than just let's have a fight.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So I was talking about the entrance there. I think the reward should be gold. We are trying to keep this super simple, right? Reward, gold. Bosses.
What if?
Okay. Yeah. What?
What if instead of going the stereotypical route of the kobolds are bad, we need to get rid of them? We go. They think that the kobolds are bad, and when they get there, they're not. These guys are not the kobolds they're looking for, so they need to go. They come here to make a truce of some sort or make a deal. And there could be some misunderstandings and still have traps and ambushes and stuff like that, but it would be a more interesting route than murder hobo everything.
Yeah, that is a great point, Nikki. I really like
Which is
that.
how it mostly will lead.
That is it. That's a very, very. I like that. Okay, so what if they're coming here? Okay, so the boss is obviously going to be the kobold leader of some sort. Like, we can worry about. Oh, I gotta move over chat. We can like worry about, like the nice thing about these are we can populate them after, right? This is all shit that we can do on the like later, right? So the boss, let's say, yeah, maybe the kobold leaders is manipulating the kobolds.
Well, it doesn't even have to be that they're being manipulated. It could just be that because it says if you look at the kobold societies, it says that they usually are very overcrowded, but one tribe can become numerous smaller ones. So this could be a new smaller tribe that branched off and it's just trying to survive on its own. And there's a misunderstanding of sorts, and people think they're bad, but they're just trying to survive. They're just trying to do their thing. And there's another thing going on outward beyond the thing. So it could just be like the leader is the grandfather or the father figure of the family. This is just one family, not a tribe. I mean, I'm just throwing out ideas.
No, that's a really cool idea.
No, I like that idea. I like the way that they can role play their way into situations or out of situations. That's like my preferred thing. The only thing is like why then what's the reward at the end of it?
The reward could be something that the kobolds give them, and it's because they didn't go and slaughter them like they were asked to do originally.
Ooh, that's good. Maybe the kobolds are holding.
Okay, I like this now.
Yeah, maybe the kobolds are holding like a piece of secret information they need to get to the next level, or like to get to the next part. Maybe.
Yeah.
Kobolds are shifty little fox too, right? So like maybe
It can be.
Yeah, they can be. Well, like they can be. That's the thing, right? Yeah, they can be. Because when I run kobolds, just so we're on, when I'm picturing kobolds, as I picture kobolds that build lots of traps. Like this dungeon, the setback was gonna be a series of traps. Is what I was thinking, right? But kobolds can, like, I love the idea of this kind of turning into the kobolds are just trying to survive, and maybe rather than, were you saying what, like newer families? So how many were you thinking roughly? Like if you were to populate this, right? Because I'm trying to think of populating it. I'm thinking there's got to be at least like 15 kobolds in here.
Well,
right?
they have, again, I'm looking at the Forgotten Realms fandom for this, so that's where I'm getting this information. Kobolds evidently lay eggs. They can have 1 to 2 kids it looks like every couple of months. So they could have a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it could be multiple families, but it could just be like a new sector. It doesn't have to be one family specifically. It could be less than 30. It could be up to 50. But 30, I still think is pretty good.
Yep, 30. I mean, I was thinking 30, but 30 kobolds is a lot for fucking,
Well, they're not all gonna fight. I'm also saying children. So 30 total with children that aren't going to fight.
See, I like what Mike's saying here. Here's an idea. What if the Kobold Warren were in a city like Waterdeep? That's pretty interesting. And political intrigue. Holy fuck, hey. You get a bunch of DMs together. We're like, hey, we're gonna build a basic adventure here,
Like, let's go into political intrigue and class structure.
It's so true though, right? Like, it's ties into larger stories with the little side dungeon. Yeah, I love
do like
that.
what Me Playable said earlier, that maybe the kobolds stole something that was important to the village. Maybe
I really like that.
These guys didn't specifically do it, but they know who did.
I think
they were framed, maybe.
Ooh, okay, that could work. I was thinking, like, what if this kobold society is just a bunch? It's like a small little gang of like teenage punks. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, they mean well. They're not bad, but they're like, oh, let's go steal this thing, and then when they get in trouble, they're like, oh, sorry, So that way, for the players that are more inclined to murder everything, they would think twice because they're like, oh, they're just teenagers, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because like when people see kobolds or goblins or anything that are like that, they're just like, I swing my axe, and I think that's like a really hard thing for players to get over, or like especially new players.
I want to punch it.
Okay. Okay. So you guys want to try to set this up with as little combat as possible, is what you're trying to get at? Like,
I think the potential of combat should be there, but it could be de-escalated, and should be de-escalated preferably with as little death as possible. It could go either way, though. You could have battle and it would be harder, or you could de-escalate it and it would be slightly easier.
That's a really cool idea. Okay, and all these creatures are just out to survive. All right.
Yep.
All right. Kobolds are people too. They are. I love kobolds. I got a kobold one-shot coming up this day next month. Oh, back with the boys from afar. And Johnny, have you committed?
I'm down.
Nice.
There you go.
Killer kobolds from outer space.
There we go.
So it's gonna be
are we going teenagers? Are we going families?
I like family. I like the idea of the family because eggs, the eggs. I like the idea of these kobolds trying to be secluded. I like the idea of them taking something. Maybe not even them. I like the idea of them getting framed. Right.
What Nikki said is that they got like some other group of people stole something, and obviously, who are you gonna blame?
The goblins.
The local kobolds.
The goblins and the kobolds and the monstrous creatures that you see out in caves and shit.
Okay, here's a cool idea. Maybe the
I love that we're
hook-
still stuck on entrance.
I know, man. I'm like, we're gonna build 3 of these. It's gonna take an hour, and we're like sitting.
30 minutes in, and we have part 1 of
This is
the
important,
first one.
guys.
Yeah. All right, Zach. What were you saying?
Okay, so I was gonna say that maybe the kobolds are attacking caravans that are coming through, but they're not killing anyone. They're just rocks, knocking people out, maybe like knocking out threats, the threats, and they're taking the shit like supplies to survive. And that's causing the problem. Like, that is the problem with the kobolds, but they're doing that to survive. But people, they've become such a problem that the townsfolk are blaming the kobolds, and they think it's the kobolds that have come and stolen their item, when really they haven't. The kobolds are like, no, we don't want anything near town. Like, that's why we're just like kind of out here doing our own thing. And then maybe they find out that the goblins, it's actually goblins that are off in the distance. And maybe there's a murder in there. I don't know. Maybe the goblins are the ones that are killing things now, and the kobolds are getting blamed, even though it's the goblins.
It's actually the human bandits that live down the street
Yeah.
that have been causing all the chaos.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember I ran a one shot about like polymorphed wolves basically stealing from a town, right? And like the party was supposed to like take care of the wolves because that's what the town said. But then they learned that they were literally only trying to survive. So at the end of the session, it kind of like you're supposed to create a truce between the wolves and the people. With the wolves granting protection from outside creatures and stuff, while the humanoids provide food and shelter for some of these wolves. Kind of maybe something like that, where you can do that with kobolds, try to foster a truce between the humanoids, humans, elves, what have you, and then these kobolds. Maybe that'll be the end game to get like this truce going. I don't know. If these kobolds are stealing things for survival, like humans don't want that, but like the kobolds are gonna do, everybody's gonna do whatever they have to do to survive. But if you can create a truce, like this pact where one person gives this and then the other person gives this, then you have something there, something diplomatic, which is more rewarding than just bloodbath. You know what I mean?
I like chat's bringing up some good points here. Like me playable
totally has some opinions.
Yeah, man. Me playable, like, is totally on point. I agree with Johnny. That's a really cool idea to kind of broker that alliance. But M Gibson, Mike's sticking pretty good with the lore, you know what I mean? I guess you could say, like, the way that kobolds are actually supposed to function. They only reproduce to the level the area's resources can accommodate unless something goes wrong. Okay, so I didn't know that. That's interesting. So I do think that probably 15 to 30 kobolds, depending on party level, would be a good place to be, right? So what do you guys think here? What should be the... So we're thinking that we're trying to broker... Do you think that's a good idea? The alliance idea? Should we do that? Because that's going on fucking paper. That's going on my notes, and that's going to be...
Oh, right. Oh, God. Okay.
I will
no
say
pressure,
that
I guess.
based off Kobold Fight Club, 5 kobolds is a medium encounter. 4 to 5 kobolds is a medium encounter for 4 level 1s. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, sorry, say that again. What was that?
4 to 5 kobolds in a fight versus level 1s. 4 level 1s is approximately CR level rating.
Okay. All right, so let's do... Yeah, okay, so we're going to do kobolds.
Shuck 10.
I love that.
It's so good.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
What if they have a ton of symbols and runes on the side of their entrances that look intimidating or threatening? You have someone read Draconic on it, and it says, "Shiny traders welcome, no weapons."
This reminds me of one of those actual play podcasts. I forget which one it was, but it's like they're trying to push this door open, and it's in Dwarvish, and they're like, "We can't do it. and then someone's like, "Oh, I could read Dwarvish," and then it says like, "Oh, it says pull." On the door, it just says pull.
Great.
Oh.
Fantastic.
Okay, so we got kobolds that are attacking a caravan. They're gonna get blamed, but it's actually the bandits, the human bandits up the road. That's not really the main thing going on, though. Human bandits up the road. The main thing is they are trying to broker peace treaty. Are we? You guys, the peace treaty is that?
I mean, I'm not married to anything. Don't worry. The whole issue
Is basically just because kobolds have no system of designating ownership.
Huh.
I didn't know that. Broker a treaty or go get the stuff back. Yeah, that's that. Oh, that's a really good point. Yeah, I really like that. Broker a treaty or go get your ship back. That's a really fucking good point. That's a really good broker treaty.
Yeah. Because I mean, like the last thing that we want to do is like completely can't say that word, railroad our players. Saying like you have to do this or you have to do this. So I think that yes, that M. Gibson like raises a good point: is get the stuff back or
tell them to fuck off, like leave us alone. Yeah. And that's a great starting quest. That gives the players tons of.
It gives them agency. It gives them like power in this world besides just killing things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could say like, this is what the rumor is. This is who we think it is. Go solve it, and it's up to them how they do that.
Yeah,
whether that's kill,
and then
sneak, or talk. And
then playable. That's a great way to bring in your players. Like because when this comes out, when I like release,
there you go.
You know what I mean? That's the information that I'm not going to include, but that's like a good little thing to have that DM should know, right? Is like know that to bring your players, maybe just throw something in that they've lost in the town if one of your players have been in this town where things have been going missing from the kobolds and stuff. Or
I think it'd be good to like keep track of like, oh, hey players, I just need something that your character is like emotionally attached to, just
it's one thing you always have on
just
you.
One thing that you always have with you. Like no worries, nothing bad's gonna happen to it.
That's gone now.
Let me know.
Okay, so let's work on this entrance. I really like Shockton's thing. The entrance doesn't have to be anything crazy, right? Maybe the entrance is just Draconic Ruins scribed on this in this dungeon. And that right there is your entrance.
Just say welcome home.
Yeah, shiny.
Or go away. No solicitors.
No solicitors, yeah. So let's do that for the end. What do you guys think here? Do you guys think that, or do you guys think maybe a trap? Because kobolds build a lot of traps.
I think there will be a trap. There should be a trap just because they do want to protect themselves. They're not expecting trouble necessarily, but if they're going to try to protect themselves, they might have something there that they would know how to maneuver around themselves.
And the DM too, he could honestly, because this is just going to be the dungeon, right, or the cave or whatever it is. The DM can add that stuff on the way too. That could be the travel too, right? Maybe the kobolds have littered their little tiny trail full of like snares and pits with sharpened sticks at the bottom or something like that. Because they're just trying to protect themselves, right? They're not really trying to do that maliciously. Well, they are, but it's not like they're singling out the fucking party, right?
Yeah, bear traps aren't necessarily placed there for the people who walk into them. It's placed there to get game for food.
Yep. Okay, so entrance. Yeah.
Draconic saying.
I really like that Draconic saying. That's a really good idea, Shockton. So we'll do the Draconic saying.
What is it gonna say?
I really like what he wrote, man. Shiny traders welcome, no weapons.
That's such a good thing.
And then like a basic bear trap, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, a trap of some sort, maybe just a little small one in case if they roll like really poorly.
Are there metal detectors in D&D?
It could just be one of the rope traps where it like grabs your ankle and hangs you upside down.
Yeah. this snare. I think that's a snare, right? I don't know. Fuck it.
I have no idea, dude.
We'll call it that. Okay, so Draconic Sane, unless if you guys want to maybe make it like a riddle or something, we could do that. I do like the Draconic.
I feel like kobolds are like such, I don't want to say like low level, but it's kind of like such a starter thing that like the puzzles aren't going to be there until we make a dungeon for the Beholder or a Sphinx or something like that. You know what I mean? Like the kobolds, I really like what who was it, Shockton?
Yeah.
What they said, the shiny traders welcome. Like it's just funny, and the players could be like, oh, what could these words like mean? Whereas it's just a silly little joke.
Yeah. And a pile of rusty weapons at the entrance too. That's a good yeah.
That's such a good little tiny thing that it just makes sense. Man, this is good. You guys don't need us. Confused. You guys could just do it yourselves in chat.
Yeah. Okay, and then so the next thing that they will encounter after they go through this entrance is a puzzle or a role playing encounter of some sort or something. So what do you think that we should throw there? Do you think that we should mash maybe the puzzle with the setback and that will be our trap? Maybe they got to navigate a hallway that's full of like, arrow darts or something that shoot out through the walls and pressure plates. Because I'd consider that a puzzle and a setback, right?
But remember, we're trying to like, with these kobolds, they're technically not the bad. Wait, or are these the ones that stole something?
No, they've stolen shit, but they've stolen it to survive, right?
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
A trap that involves pulleys and levers. I like that. Ooh, maybe they're like it's a cave, right? And for them to get across, they have to learn how to navigate the pulleys and levers and like sit on a cart that like takes them across a giant like cavern or something. And maybe it's like weak and there's might be like a strength or a dexterity save of some sort involved in there, but like
they have to like rotate the pulley thing themselves, like one person while the other ones like are on the cart basically,
essentially. But it's got it would be kind of boring to just have players sit there and rotate a lever, right? Like it would have to be, maybe they have to figure out the correct weight balance, right? Maybe that's the puzzle. The rope can only support so much, so maybe we could use the rusty weapons. Maybe they have to learn how much there's two set up, right? So maybe they learn by overloading the one and seeing the rope break, and they're like, okay, we can't do really any more weight than that. So they have to, figure that out, and then that's also a good way too to figure out what your players look like, what they're wearing and shit.
My only concern with the weight one is if you're relying on a rope to handle the weight of your players, if they are playing a heavy race, they're screwed.
Well, that's what I mean. Like it would have to be, shit.
It's like a Warforged. If you're allowing Warforged, easily 270 pounds minimum. Goliath.
That's not bad though, right? Like I'm thinking it should be able to support at least 500 pounds, because I'm thinking you want to get at least the puzzle's going to be what party members do you put in there together to get them across without the rope falling.
I'm just imagining kobolds though; they're really small.
It's true.
Look at what a Shock 10 is writing. They're just coming in and killing it.
Shiny bringer, answer me this riddle.
Just have Shocked in me play and Gibson Mike on here next time.
Yeah, I have a head and a tail. Oh, that's a good riddle. Maybe that's what's at the fucking entrance.
Really good riddle.
Maybe that's what's at the fucking entrance.
Yeah. There's this like small little riddle I read online once, where it's like this giant door, and it has a face, and like a really nice, beautiful face, and then it just belts out to open a door, right? Mm-hmm. And basically, you're supposed to give it praise, like say nice thing about this door, basically ADORE, instead of what they hear is a door, ADOOR.
Oh yeah. I hear ya.
but I don't even know if that would even fit here in the kobold little cave. Um,
So what do you guys think then? What do you think in here? Because for me, the puzzle, this RP room is always the one that I struggle with the most. Now it doesn't have to be next. We can move it, or you can move like the puzzle and the RP or whatever, and the setback around. I find.
Yeah, I don't know if so. I guess a word puzzle is the one that's throwing me off. If it's just role play, you could easily just suddenly be upon kobolds, like you are in their home. So suddenly there are things to interact with and humanoids to interact with. So what's going to happen when that happens? And that is easily a setback. That could be a puzzle. The puzzle could just be like, how the hell are you going to communicate with them?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it has to be a literal puzzle.
No, it doesn't. It
Or
definitely
just-
doesn't have to be a literal puzzle.
it's
no.
something that is puzzling. I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
You can see, like, maybe as soon as you walk in, you see the guards that were supposed to be like on duty hanging out in front of there, and there's your puzzle. Like, how are you going to handle the situation? Are you going to try to talk to them, or are you going to immediately fight? That could be the first thing they run into. If they talk, then that won't escalate things, but if they decide to fight, then give it X amount of rounds and then they call for backup. And that's when it becomes hard.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Okay. So, Johnny, what are you thinking?
Yeah, no, I like this idea of kind of just trying to role play it out. But if they do intend to fight, like they could get overwhelmed and then just kicked out of the cave instead of being killed or anything like that.
And they might succeed and just murder hobo their way through victory.
Yeah.
But then they'll feel really bad at the end when they find that the treasure was really eggs all along.
Real reward is the friends that we made along the way.
Okay, so let's do I like the okay, so stumbling. So you want to stumble upon a couple of just kobolds that are supposed to be on guard duty or something like that, right?
And you could have your lever system still, but if you befriend them, they help you maneuver the tricky situation. So it's no longer a problem. But if you kill them, you have to figure it out yourself.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like, we don't have to do the weight system. It could just be, this looks ridiculously hard to, work with. Like, I don't know what these buttons and these levers are doing. So,
and they're just like, oh, you just pick up a rock and place it on there. And
there you go.
it.
And like one simple wrong move can like just send the whole rope and pulley thing just to the floor.
I like the idea of it being like almost like a pressure plate thing, right? So you got to place a rock on there, and the rock is what makes it go across. Yeah, that's a
very advanced thing. They use a rock.
Yeah.
You have the wizard scratching his head for hours. I can't figure it out, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. You can have the kobold interaction, the guards, inside. And then the pulley system right behind them.
Yeah, And the beauty thing is like the players are gonna fucking figure out some other way to do it. They're gonna use their spells some way, right? They're not gonna think of it to be like, you know what I mean? Like there's multiple. There doesn't even have to be an answer for it, right? And just when the players think of something cool, be like, oh shit, that's awesome. That's how you guys get across, right? Like so. You like the idea of using the riddle and the pulley system to deliver the answer a coin. So what do you mean there, me playable?
They're talking about the riddle that I believe Shockton posted.
Yeah.
Of I have a head and a tail but no arms. What am I or whatever?
So maybe like put a coin on something and then use the lever system to deliver the coin.
Yeah, they're basically saying like, hey, this is how we get across by delivering this coin through the pulley system.
Okay. Okay. I don't know I don't know how that would work though.
What if what
Do
if we
you
made it
understand? Like,
what if we like obviously if they talk to the kobolds could decide to help, but they
fuck, there we go. They got it now.
it's what's that?
Oh, it's just they said the characters could put anything, but until a coin is maybe delivered, it won't work. Maybe inside the crack of the wall is just a little tiny slit, like a coin slot machine that they got to put the fucking. They got. Oh, we got to do that now.
It's silly, but I was just like, yeah, we can make it like a gashapon machine where you have to put the coin in, and then that's how the lever systems works.
Yeah, I love
it's
that.
silly, it's dumb, and a lot of like fantasy nerds will be like, what? You can't have like an automated coin. Fuck that. Who cares?
Yeah, fuck that shit, man. It totally works.
And it's just like a slot, and then behind
Yeah,
the
yeah.
scenes, someone's cranking something like, go, go, go.
It's just like this whole fucking wizard. He's
The
just like,
shiny has been
so good.
provided.
oh yeah, I love it. And it's across like a giant cavern or something like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a beautiful.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is there's a chance later that they see somebody cranking a random crank, and they're just like, what? And there's just a basket of shiny coins underneath of it.
Oh,
There you go.
oh shit, maybe
That's
that's
so
like the
good.
No
secret treasure. There's a
explanation.
secret room or something back
Yeah, there's
there.
a secret room. It's like the Wizard of Oz. Like, pay no attention to the people like pulling the levers.
Yes.
Yeah, this is wicked. I like this.
Yeah, this is good. Write this down.
Dude, I'm taking note. I'm old school, man. I take notes on my journal, and then it'll be all out on computer. Probably in like a couple weeks. Me playable. I don't know if you got Twitter or whatever, but if you do, follow me on Twitter, and you'll see when this gets released. So yeah, stumble upon a group of kobolds who know where the slot is. They know how the pulley lever system works, but they're kind of maybe like on a smoke break or taking 5 or something like that, just chilling when the party stumbles upon them, so they have a chance to role play with them. Oh fuck yeah, thank you so much, me. And then yeah, okay, and then if they kill the kobolds, whatever, but they find gold coins on them, or coins of sorts, right? So that could kind of, maybe they use that to kind of piece it together. Plus, if they speak Draconic at the entrance, the riddle's there too, right? And maybe that's maybe that's another way for them to figure this stuff out.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end too, for reward, maybe if they say the riddle to the person at the end, right, and like say a coin, or present them a coin, maybe that unlocks like a magic item or something, or like it gives them additional bonus treasure or something. So I kind of like that idea. So stumble upon a group of kobolds chilling. Chilling.
I actually might run this. This is fun.
This is fun. This is fun as fuck, man. Stumble upon a group of kobolds chilling. Coin. Lever system. Coin, lever system, pulleys. Oh, my dog wants to come in. Secret door. Secret door with Wizard of Oz.
You're gonna have to try to decipher your notes tomorrow when you're looking at this, and you'll be like, what was I thinking?
What the fuck
am I
was I
writing?
thinking?
But at least you have the video to go back to.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
gonna be up on YouTube too.
So we've passed the entrance, the puzzle. Have we done the setback, or is the setback like they don't know what to do basically in the puzzle room?
I don't know. That's a good point, because this is almost a puzzle itself, right? This is a puzzle in
Yeah.
my opinion, 100%. So do you guys want to make a setback? Maybe like, is this where they encounter the traps? Maybe.
Is the setback the well, I guess that would be the puzzle.
Well, yeah. I mean, it could be like the setback could be if they choose to murder the kobolds, or if they don't do things correctly, then the pulley system gets dropped down into the floor and they can't get across. That's the setback basically. Like
Yeah.
if they do something wrong or something like that, then that's how they would get set back.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
what do you guys think?
You can write some more other stuff.
What do you think, Nikki? So
it looks like it's a trick or a setback. So I could kind of see those two being combined,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, if you want to make it a little bit longer, you could have the chance that if they keep the goblins alive, that the goblins try to trick them by saying it costs more coin than it does, or you have to put 2 gold in there, to put a platinum in there, which they probably won't have a platinum at level
They're
1,
getting greedy.
but they're saying, oh yeah, you have to put 2 coin in there, it doesn't work, or they say you have to give me the coin and I'll put it in there, and then they pocket the coin, type of
Okay.
thing. That could work, but you don't technically. It could just be all one.
Yeah, it really could. All right, okay, let's combine those. We'll just combine those. That works. So then once they get across, maybe then it's on to the boss. And so what would this boss be? Right? Like, what are you guys thinking here? Like, what would a boss kobold be?
I mean, well, the way that we're kind of going about it is like non-violent type of interactions, right? So this boss of the kobolds could very well be the chief, who is very overprotective, and like maybe it is a forced fight, maybe non-lethally, but he's trying to protect his family, his young, his tribe. So that at least they get some sort of combat in there, and let them know that like there's family members watching, and they're kind of like scared and stuff. But you know how men can be. They can be a little quick to action and quick to do things incorrectly. If he sees people that he doesn't know, especially some humanoid creatures that he maybe doesn't trust, he can very well attack them.
I like, yeah, Nikki mentioned it earlier, the grandpa kobold.
The grandpa kobold?
Yeah, I really like that idea.
What is this?
It's just the grandpa kobold. He's just...
There isn't technically, like, there's a winged kobold, but there isn't, from what I can see, there isn't a higher level kobold.
That's okay. Just give it extra HP and maybe a couple spells or something like that, like a cantrip or something, right? Like
5 kobolds and a coat with clubs.
Shockton coming in with another banger. 5 kobolds and a coat.
Yeah, have you guys... Oh, dude, have I sent the picture out from Icewind Dale of the 3 kobolds in a trench coat? Yeah,
No.
Holy fuck. Yeah, there's 3 kobolds in a trench coat running around, right? Because everyone in Icewind Dale's all bundled up because it's so cold up there, right? So they can't fucking...
I know that there's like in Tomb of Annihilation are some goblins that stack up on each other just to make themselves taller.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think that the big climax, it wouldn't just be one boss, I don't think. I think it would have to be, if they're going to fight specifically, it would have to be multiple kobolds, but like the main kobold would be the senior, the grandpa kobold, who's just like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And he's a little bit more strong.
So I actually, like, we're doing the skeleton work right here on the show, right? But when this thing's released, there's going to be different rooms in here and different caves, like where they live and stuff like that, and the players can navigate them and stuff. But these are like the main scenes, what you need to know to like run the session, right? Like what you can sit down with, and depending on your improv and what other tools you have in your toolbox, you're able to run a full fucking session. Like easily this could take, man, they could spend, some players, they might spend 2 hours at that fucking pulley system. Right, like depending on what's going on, if you get the players in there that just wipe them out, kill them, and then they're just like, okay, how the fuck do we get across this thing, and it doesn't work, or whatever. But yeah, there's gonna be other rooms and like living quarters and like a nesting area or something.
Yes. Make sure there's a nesting area.
Yeah,
that's where it's gonna hit hard for some of the more empathetic characters.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, the nesting area for the... Oh, and then
they're just trying to grow.
Well, the thing is, too, right? The players that... I bet you one player would probably be like... they'd probably be like, do we got to kill the eggs? Like, do we destroy these eggs? Right?
Oh, God.
Maybe little tiny baby kobolds running around?
Oh, no.
Like the scene from fucking Star Wars. Party walks in like Anakin.
Terrible.
I love it. That's the fucking shit that I would put in mine. Oh man.
Yeah, I think that like with the puzzles that we have with the pulley system, with like guards willing to help, and with the draconic out in front, we set like the mood that hey, they're not here to kill you guys. They're not. They can be harmful, but they're not here for that specifically. They're here for their own protection. So like if you do have Grand P Kobold and his other crew, like the players might be hesitant to fight them. They could fight and try to convince them, like, hey, it's not, we're here, like we're not trying to kill you guys or anything like that.
I just had an idea for a setback / trick. If they're rude, or if they kill the kobolds, there are further traps down the hallways that they don't know how to maneuver.
So more information, right? And I think a good way to describe it would be no scrambled kobolds on the menu tonight, Jonathan.
Terrible.
Would be like me playable, like it sets the mood that you probably don't want to kill these kobolds, right? You could try to fucking do it if you want. Oh my god, dire weasel used as mounts. We all need to get together and just write a fucking adventure. Like
Good. Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so the Grandpa Kobold. Now, I think the Grandpa Kobold will be in his own room with the reward in the room. Because the reward's going to be all the equipment they've stolen, right? Like all the supplies that are supposed to be coming to the town. Okay, yeah, so we'd maybe have like a staging area, like just behind, like Grandpa Kobold, he's got the key for it or something, or he knows the way to get into it. But the boss, so really there's not much combat in the, like we're trying to skip this thing with like as little.
I mean, you could have combat, but it's not necessary. Like everything could be combat. Somebody could just kill everybody. Boom, combat.
Yeah, there totally could be combat. So the boss would just be a bigger kobold then if it comes to a boss fight. But the thing is we're trying to set it up where I would make sure I'd type that out in the notes on the PDF. Be like, you guys should try to run this. Like this whole thing is set up in a certain way that it's meant to be RP'd around. Like there's a way for it to be RP'd around. So what would Grandpa Kobold? We got to make it more than just a key, I think. Like he's got to have something else. Like he's got to be. He's something.
He's holding the sentimental item of one of your players.
Okay.
I mean, he could just have the power to say, give them the items without any more fighting.
True.
It's like, no, it's okay. Give them. They're nice. It's fine.
Okay.
They saved our children.
All right. So how do we? So they broker a treaty, or they kill them all and they get their shit. So
if they kill everybody, they get everything, but they're also murderers. If they don't kill everybody, they get all the items, but not all the coins, because the coins are the shiny things, and that's what they want. Maybe.
Okay.
So they don't get as much, which might push some of the greedier players to want to go murder Hobo. But they get everything they actually came here for, all the items that have gone missing, and they made friends. Maybe they can make there's a potential for a treaty in the sense of a verbal contract of, hey, don't steal from people anymore, and we will have them bring you shinies. Or maybe if you teach them how to make traps, they can sell, they can buy them from you, and you can have more shinies without stealing.
I think me playable was saying like about the bandits, but I think we threw out the bandit idea a little bit, whereas they're kind of just taking things to survive, the kobolds, so they have the things. So we don't need a secondary like bandit hideout or anything like that.
But maybe they're looking. Maybe there's a sentimental item here, because I want to build one more of these where there's gonna be combat. You know what I mean? Like that's focused around this kind of stuff. So I think a good idea is maybe there's a sentimental item inside the town that that the kobolds have taken or something that these guys really want. But it turns out that it's actually the bandits who have that, and maybe the grandpa kobold shares that information with them. If he's not killed, but if he is killed, maybe there's a note in his pocket or in the drawer or something that directs the party to the bandits. And when they get to the bandits, we will make a decision dungeon. So maybe the bandits are living in an old keep up in just down the road or something like that. And these are really rude and crude looking bandits. And I'm just going to type out what a decision would look like.
But we do still, like, if the players go through this dungeon and they don't get anything, like, at the end, like, it's a little
they should get something. I think they have one of the items maybe that was taken.
They would get something in the sense that the kobolds would, because it's either broker a treaty or get the ship back. So they would get all the stuff back for the town, except for the one thing, and maybe the reward is just.
Okay, sorry, go ahead. I was thinking, I was like, maybe the bandit hideout is on top of a giant cliff that's unscalable, unless you got like these little spikes that you can put on your feet and hands that allow you to climb this treacherous thing that the kobolds can give you. Something that the kobolds can give you, a contraption that will help them either gain access to the bandit hideout or circumvent something. Like if the hideout's surrounded by a moat, they give them a long pole, some dumb thing.
Yeah, that could work.
I'm thinking just the information to the hideout. Maybe the hideout's like
there you go.
Super.
I didn't even that's even more simple, and it works. Like, hey, here's the hideout.
Yeah, and there could also be, like, if you are really nice to them, they'll be like, here, we'll give you some of the things that we stole that we don't need because they're not shiny.
Yeah, there you go. Potions of healing.
Yeah.
Potions of healing are expensive as hell.
50 gold, man. Like, what is up with that?
It's ridiculous for like 2d4. What is it? 2d something?
Did I spell that right? Decision.
Where?
On Twitter.
It's not popping up yet.
Oh, it's not popping up. DECISION.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Okay.
I can't say that word. You know this.
Oh yeah, that's right. I do know this. So we will do entrance puzzle, and then it will be from there you can either go to either the reward R or S. All right.
It's funny with my players, whenever I throw like goblins at them at level 1, they always manage to befriend one goblin, and it's the one with the dumbest name, and they decide to bring it on the whole adventure, and I'm like, please, I can't keep doing this voice, it hurts my throat.
Ours is pets.
Pets?
My party just cast. I forget what the spell was off the top of my head right now because it's so late, but they basically befriended a T-Rex and then cast Awaken on it.
That's that's a pretty big pet.
Yeah, I was trying to just like throw something at them randomly. I was like, oh, this will be fun, a T-Rex. Yeah, no, they cast Awaken on it.
Yeah, mine.
I'm like, God damn it.
Mine was a goblin named Marty, and he lasted through the whole campaign because they're like, "Oh, what's Marty doing?" I'm like, "Oh, well, I don't know." He gave him puka shells of friendship, puka shell necklaces of friendship for all of them. He stole some gold from their pockets to buy those puka shell necklaces, by the way. And then when he died tragically in one of the last fights, they literally wasted a bunch of money to resurrect him. I was like, God, priorities, people.
I almost got rid of him. Damn it, he brought him back.
Basically, yeah.
That's okay. We've had that in our games too. My Friday game, we have the the lady who makes our sweet buns for breakfast every morning.
Mm-hmm.
She stopped showing up, so we went to hunt her down to find out what was wrong, and then we found out her grandkid got kidnapped, so we went and rescued the grandkid so we could get our sweet buns in the morning.
That's like really, really good stuff. Like the stuff that just comes naturally. It's just like, yeah, here's another side quest because you guys paid so much attention to this thing.
Okay, so bandit camp. It's gonna be keep style destroyed is what I'm thinking. What do you guys think? Or maybe it could just be a cabin, like a log cabin or something.
Keeps are more fun.
Yeah, we'll do a keep. Okay, so the thing here is we're gonna do an entrance, followed by a puzzle, which is followed by shit. I forgot to put the boss in there. Properties. EP/B.
Well,
there we go.
I will say with this one, the entrance would have to be guarded because if they're bandits, they're going to be on their guard. They're going to be aware of their surroundings. And if you're looking for like a heavy combat, there's going to be somebody watching at all times.
I like this idea. What if it's an inverted keep underground? Now, this kind of makes me start thinking of cultists. And I'm thinking, what if the town thinks that the kobolds took a young kid, but it's actually the cultists that took the young kid? You know, like something like that, right? And
kobold going, we have plenty of kids. Why would we need more?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's good stuff because I mean, when you see like, oh, it was kidnapped, there's a band of kobolds up there. Well, it was probably the kobolds, right?
Yeah,
like,
and it makes it a little bit more at stake.
Yeah,
but it
like
also,
they took a kid.
Yeah, but it also, it kind of, I really like the idea. Like, this would be a nice challenging thing for the DM to run, to present the kobolds in a way where they're not super, you know what I mean? Like, where you try to push that negotiation. Like, there's still the reward of you taking them out. You can do it that way. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But I really like the idea of having it in there that, like, hey, listen, DM, if you're up to the challenge, like, because me personally, I'm thinking, like, how do you do that? How do you present it in a way where the kobolds aren't, you know what I mean? Like, they're on duty and they're just sitting there, but like the players are gonna just probably like take a pot shot at them, right?
Yeah.
So it would be a fun way, and that's why you keep it vague enough so that the DM can populate it its own ways. Maybe they're talking about their kids, right, or something, right? Like, I don't know. Fuck, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, like I think you would have to make the kobolds speak common, which I think they do, right? Like, they're just,
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like the language thing is sometimes it could get a little tricky. But yeah, like if they're like doing stealth or perception and they're trying to overhear like what the kobolds are talking about, they're just talking about, like, it's small talk, it's the weather. It's
they do speak common, but they would probably they speak common and draconic. They would probably naturally speak draconic, but may speak common to people outside of that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
So if they're speaking draconic like all the time, I think it'd be hard.
Maybe they slip up and say daughter, kid, right? Based on a perception roll, right? That's where the DM comes in and he's like, can I get a perception roll, right? And then or an intelligence check. Yeah, exactly. And intelligence is a great fucking check there, right? Because if you don't have to present all the information. You can just say they pick up the keyword. They pick up, like, I don't know.
Or not even a keyword, like just their actions. They could be like, if these two guards are kind of goofing off inside, they could just be like playing around or laughing, or like it sounds like they're having a civil discussion or kind of like a playful discussion. Like, hopefully the players don't want to kill them.
With actions alone, you can show that there's, in the final room where there's multiple kobolds, you can show kobolds immediately going on the defense and blocking certain rooms off. Like, they're not going up in your face, they're like staying back and guarding a particular room, and maybe they see the head of a little kobold poking out from the door. Or
kobolds
they see,
don't like gnomes and might attack on sight.
Interesting.
See, the thing is, though, is you don't have to run this like that, right? Like, I've never made it where kobolds don't like gnomes and attack, like, just because there's a gnome there. So you don't have to run it like that, but that is a good thing. There are some players and there's some people that fucking love that shit, right? So that's a really good thing to to have. But that would be a good little tag maybe to have in the maybe at the bottom, like the asterisks, right? Be like, hey, BT dubs. Like,
Yeah.
This, then you can. You do not have to, though.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, it'll be challenging for the DM to try to display these kobolds as being good, because you see kobolds, you see goblins, and you're like, oh,
It'll be
attack.
fun. Yeah, I honestly think I'm gonna run this. I might do it for my running of the noobs, and just see what's up. Like, because that running of the noobs is gonna be this thing, Nikki, where I play D&D with brand new players, with people that have never played it before and stuff like that. And yeah,
They're gonna murder all of those kobolds, just so you know.
oh yeah, of course they are. Yeah.
Have fun with that.
So, but yeah, so let's do this bandit camp thing here. Are you guys thinking of that? It doesn't even have to be cultists. It could still be bandits, but maybe a kid is at stake, or maybe something more is at stake. I
like the kid idea. That's like huge stakes. Like,
I feel like that fits more with the cultists, though.
So then we would switch it from bandits to cultists. Then maybe the cultists have, so then the cultists have not, they wouldn't attack a caravan necessarily, right? Maybe they've just strictly taken the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because, like, bandits steal, sure, but I don't see a reason why they would kidnap a kid unless the kid joined them.
Or they would be very upfront with it for money, right? They would want to.
If the kid is rich, exactly. Yeah. And that way, like, nobody could mistake the kobolds being the bad guys, But yeah, I like the idea of cultists stealing a kid, because that way you're like, you don't know where the kid went. You just assume, since there's kobolds living in the area, it's probably them.
Mm-hmm. What god are they worshiping that requires treasures and sacrifices? That's a really good thing to think of. Like, that would be something that I would probably leave blank for the DM to fill. That's like the flavor stuff. But I don't know. It would be a draconic god for me of some sorts, or maybe like a black dragon. Maybe, I don't know. Black dragons are poison. I don't know. A dragon. I feel like cultists and dragons worship each other. I feel like that's.
Kobolds worship dragons.
Yeah,
I looked up
too.
gods that hate children recently for some reason, and I couldn't find anything. I don't remember the reason behind me looking that up.
Okay, so bandit camp has gone to cultists. So what are you guys thinking here for the entrance? Entrance maybe is an action. Maybe the entrance and the puzzle are together, and that's how you get into the bottom of this crypt. Because if we're doing cultists, let's make it a forgotten lost cemetery or something, right? Let's make it spooky. Oh shit, maybe I'll theme this and release it for like a few days before Halloween or something like that. But yeah, so what do you guys think of that? An entrance and a puzzle kind of mashed together.
I mean, yeah, that works out. Like, most entrances, at least to like dungeons that have anything worthy in them, like, they have puzzles.
Okay. So what do you guys have for puzzles? Like, what are you thinking? Should it be something on like a sarcophagus, maybe? Or,
I mean, so we're doing like this underground keep type of thing, right?
Yeah. So when Me Playable said an underground keep or whatever, inverted, I was thinking, like, I automatically went to like a cemetery, and like you got the fuck is it called? Like the place where they store all the dead bodies, or like a little worship area, and inside there maybe is like a staircase that goes downwards into a crypt, and that's where the boss is gonna be with the reward and the setback, right? The two decisions there. If they open up the wrong door, they get to a setback. If they open up the right door, they get the reward.
I mean, the thing is, like, the puzzle entrance, you could do like some sort of like nudge to who they worship, kind of like if they worship a god that loves I don't know, I'm blanking, like, you toss a coin, or you toss some alcohol, or
we've already
blood.
done it. Well, no, I'm thinking because we sort of have done a riddle, but we haven't like fully. Nah, we've done a riddle. Maybe they just need to present a. Maybe they need to put. They cut their hand and they got to put blood on a door, and maybe when they put their hand on that door, it turns into a shadow and it manifests into a monster, and they got to fight that monster. It manifests into like a ghast. Is that what they're called? What are those? A specter? What the fuck are they called?
But I mean, like, think about it. Like, is this the thing that all cultists are doing every time that they want to go into this dungeon?
No, because it's not their blood. It's like they cut their hand. Oh, that's a good point. I'm thinking it's because maybe they figured out what their blood is, right? So they don't trigger it. Could be a good way, but I like the idea of shifting stairs like in Harry Potter, but then we're getting like a fucking crazy ass magic system.
It's a little bit bigger.
I mean, you could do a teleportation crystal or teleportation statue where you have to touch the statue to teleport to the place you need to be. But if you don't know what statue if there's just like a bunch of statues in the room, you wouldn't know which one to touch.
Thanks for the follow, Keith Bits, by the way, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, okay. I like
you could do a fifth element type of thing where you put in the elements in like this little cup.
Ooh, I like. Okay, that's a pretty. I like. Okay, so what up, lemons? How's it going?
You could do like a like shifting like in like Pokemon Gold and Silver, like where you have to move the little puzzle pieces to make a picture or a sequence of events or something like that.
Okay.
To type out a message. I don't know.
Shit. Yeah. What if it is almost like this old forgotten church with like a shitty little cemetery on it, but in the background there's like a picture, and they essentially have to rebuild this picture and place it up. And when they do that, the picture turns into the door that they gotta fucking walk through to get to the bottom of this crypt. You know what I mean? And maybe it's this lost family's crypt, and there's a bunch of notes and books and all this other crazy shit all around the church about this like this family's church or whatever, right? Like what I'm picturing now is like a keep or something that's ruined and destroyed and gone, but there's this church that was on their property that they're able to get into, and that's what the cultists are using as their lair and shit. So I don't know. How do you guys think about that? Yeah, like the picture idea?
I don't see why it couldn't work.
All right. Okay. Okay, so yeah, like the picture that they got to like turn into a picture puzzle dark crypt church keep. Just quick notes. Okay, so the boss. So they've built this puzzle. They've now gone down into the crypt. I'm gonna populate it with the. What's that?
Be level 2 by now.
Yeah, I'm honestly not even gonna slap on levels at this. Like, I think that because it's not gonna be populated. Well, this is when I write it out. I'll write it out for an adventure. But yeah, it throws
Just
throw a list at them.
Because that will help determine what creature they're fighting.
Well, yeah. So I'm thinking like a cultist leader of some sort. I'm thinking this would be something for a level 1 to level 3 party. So a cultist leader of some sort. Maybe a cultist fanatic. There's a lot of those. I know there's some.
I was thinking of elemental, but I think that's a little too high for like level 1 through 3.
Cultist fanatic 5e.
There's the Shagan priestess.
Ooh, what's that?
It looks like it's a fish-like person. I don't know what a Shagan is.
So the cultist fanatic has an AC of 13 and 33 hit points. But they have like dark devotion, which means they have advantage on saving throws against being charmed and frightened. They're also a 4th level spellcaster, so they have light, sacred flame, thaumaturgy. I don't know how the fuck to say it.
What if these cultists are like secretly like Yuan-Ti?
Like what?
Like the Yuan-Ti, like the snake people?
Oh fuck, that's trippy.
You could also, cultist fanatic could work. That would be a like medium encounter for level 2.
Yeah. So what if? And then what is
There's a
cultist?
Yuan-Ti priest that's a challenge rating 3. I don't know how.
Well, the CR and stuff like that, we can all build later. I'm just thinking like the cultist fanatic. Like I'm looking at it because of the spells, right? If you just throw regular cultists in there, they could even be cultist fanatics. You just don't give them the ability to cast the spells. But they got multi-tack, which I think every monster, you know what I mean, like should have, especially a cultist, right? Multi-attack with the dagger. You know, they should be able to get in like 2 quick little jabs and stuff like that. And if you play these cultists super vicious, right? You know, like with like graying beards and stuff like that and rotting teeth, and they run at them and they just fucking stab them twice and just go ham on the party. That would be, I think that'd be kind of fun. But yeah, so
it'd be more fighting. And you could have like each room have its own thing too, where some rooms have people praying to their god, or some rooms have somebody sleeping. It's not like anything suspicious.
What if that little kid that they kidnapped is set up on an altar, or the little thing that you put sacrifices on, and they're performing a ritual? And you show up, they're in the middle of the ritual or something, and then you have to beat the cultists before this thing like finishes.
Fuck yeah, man. So yeah, that's where the split decision comes in, right? Because you come to a place where there's like rooms or something like that, and if they take the wrong room, they enter a setback that will drop them down. Maybe it's just an encounter. Like, honestly, it's just a fucking encounter. But in that time, maybe it progresses so it makes they lose like maybe 2 rounds or 3 rounds or something in the boss fight before he like gets the cultist or the kid sacrificed.
Yeah, and maybe because they're chanting to a god, the chants are very loud and echoing. So
there you go.
Hear it starting. They can hear.
Like, that doesn't sound good. You literally, like, you as the DM could say like, you hear the chanting that sounds almost like a ritual.
Yeah, you could literally see it.
Literally, that's it, and they're like, oh shit, we have to go.
Yeah,
praise be, insert god name here.
There you go.
Yeah, we are gathered here today to sacrifice this child.
Literally, you could hear that echoing through the walls.
Coming to get right now. Yeah, we must hurry. We're doing the quick version.
Maybe the setback could be they hear a bunch of the cultists maybe playing poker over in the other room or talking about money or like cool magic items, right? So then it's like, oh shit, what are you guys gonna do here? Like, you guys gonna be greedy?
Hey guys, I really like this really
it's
cool.
Literally like the setbacks are just distractions to not keep this kid, like not save this kid, basically.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. Just like, ooh, shiny stuff over there, magic items over there. Yeah, let's go do that.
You have somebody who's interested in food. Oh, I smell a kitchen. You smell a very divine soup.
Yeah, I like keep here. Here you go.
There you go.
Found a wand that makes flowers. You just hear like.
There you go. My playable is saying this could be like a skill challenge set at the beginning, trying to find the room where this ritual is happening. You know, that is kind of like. Because the decision is essentially like a single, like a path that branches off, right? And the decision that you have to make is, fuck, where do I go? Where do I have to go?
Yeah.
So, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, the thing here is, like, I want to just really try to drive home that it doesn't just have to be, you know, an entrance, a puzzle, a boss, a reward, and a setback. Like, those are just going to be the core elements here, and you're building off of those.
So the skill challenge thing, this is the first time that I seen it used was in I've seen it since then, now that I know what to look for, but in our Behold Clearlight game, we actually did that where we were trying to run away from something, and we used skill challenges to try to get there faster. And it was purely every round, each person could do something to try to get your chances of succeeding faster. And the DM had a certain number in their head, and you have a certain number of rounds to succeed. And if you don't succeed, then the cultist will kill the person. But if you do, then you get to the cultist first. Matt Colville is where our DM got it from. So you basically give them each a chance to say, this is what I'm doing, and this is why I think it will help, and I'm using this skill. So I'm using survival to see if there's footprints that lead to the right the right pathway to get down the street. I'm using perception to look for traps. I'm like, they name what they want to do and they roll a skill, and if they beat a DC in your head, which will be determined on whatever you you have to be proficient to use a skill, but it's determined on like how good the DM thinks it will work. So if they're like pulling something out of their ass, like I use Mage Hand to dust off something, like that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Then that'll be like a super high DC.
Okay. So I like. Okay, so the skill chest. So what do you're saying? Maybe like I like the idea with like dyslexic lemons here. What he's saying is like maybe like the chant gets louder and louder and louder and louder, so it kind of creates that tension and that rush moment and stuff like that. And they have to. So what are you saying? Like make their way through the dungeon here by completing a series of skill checks?
Yeah, well, they can do like the normal dungeon looking around, but at a certain point, it's when the chanting starts, and that's when the skill check will start. So you can like lollygag and take your time and like explore, but at a certain point they'll reach something that starts the chanting on for
like
the
a nice
DM side of stuff.
Yeah, like a trigger of sorts. Just like it could
Right.
literally just be an invisible line down the map that when they cross this point, that's when it triggers, right? Like
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then from there, you could have like 5 rounds, and if they made a wrong turn, they lose 2 or something like that. But for 5 rounds, that's if you have a player of 4, that's literally math 20 rounds that or 20 times they have to succeed. And if they fail, if they hit a certain number of fails, they lose. Or if they hit a certain number of successes, they win. And it's whichever one they hit first.
So a skill challenge to get to the kid in time before sacrifice.
Yes. And it's a great, like, I honestly freaking love it since I saw it, because it's a great roleplay opportunity for everybody, because they can make up the reason why it's going to work, and then the dice determines if it succeeds.
Yeah. Okay, that's I really like that idea. That's a really good idea. Okay, so before the sacrifice starts.
And you can also give the bad guys a chance to roll too. But
damn, this
don't want to be too mean.
This is gonna be fun as fuck. Like honestly, I feel like this adventure is gonna like this little module. It's honestly gonna be on 2 pages. That's it. Front and back, 1 page. Yeah, save the trees. But
it could be placed anywhere.
Yeah, and it's gonna be. I think this is gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, so we got the boss. Oh, so we still haven't really thought of a boss yet, have we? Or no, not really. Oh, Night shocked him, by the way.
The boss could be a priestess or a priest of some sort.
Okay.
Somebody who is higher up on the cultist totem pole.
I mean, depending on what like type of like cult it is, you could do a priest or a priestess, trying to do a sacrifice or something. Or like I said, you have. I don't think you would throw in mind flayers.
No.
but like mind flayers, like their main goal is to survive and to create more mind flayers, right? So like you have societies that want to do that. So maybe this kid is needed so that they could create another one of them. Like that works for Yuan Ti or other monstrous creatures.
Shit, I fucking love what Keith says here. Like what? Because why are they sacrificing this kid? They should be sacrificing him to summon something. The shit just happened to my lights. My lights just went out. But yeah, like maybe so they're trying to sacrifice the kid to summon what? And you guys talk about that for a second, and I'm gonna try to figure out what the hell happened with my lights.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, like it could be. Oh gosh, literally anything. It could even be tied into the Princes of the Apocalypse campaign, where they're trying to summon like these elemental princes, but instead of that, they summon a one of the elementals, either like an earth elemental, an air elemental. I don't know what CR that is, but it could be something like that. It could be something as simple as that.
My issue with what they're summoning, it depends on quite a few things for me, like what god they're worshipping, and that would ultimately determine for me what line that goes down. If they're worshiping an elemental god, then sure, it could be an elemental of some sort. But if they're worshiping like Lolth, or if they're worshiping like a god of trickery, then it could go down a route of something completely different.
I think that's like one of the beauties of this type of adventure, where you can kind of plug in anything that you want, and it like sets the tone, and it sets the characters and all these creatures that you want. Like if they're worshiping an elemental god, then you can throw in some elemental cultists or regular elementals. If you're worshiping I don't know, Lolth, it's a drow society, and they're trying to summon something. I don't know.
Drow society, that'd be kind of cool as fuck too. I like that.
But yeah, like that's the thing is, I don't think like, well, right now, well, maybe when Zach is since Zach is writing it, like I don't think it really matters that much, because it's easily changeable. Like the whole idea of these 5-room dungeons are that they can be plugged in wherever you want. If I'm running Princes of the Apocalypse, I can do an elemental type of dungeon. If I'm running Tomb of Annihilation, I'm trying to bring some Yuan teas. If I'm doing Storm King's Thunder, then literally anything, because that book is a sandbox. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree 100%. Like right now, I'm thinking about the adventure in my head right now, and I'm thinking undead. So it's gonna be there's summoning some sort of undead creature of some sort. I might even homebrew, like maybe this family has like a lost, like a tiger or like some sort of like crazy like pet that was once theirs, and that's what they're trying to fucking summon, is this like creature that's dead.
Pet cemetery type of thing?
Yeah, man, but it's like a badass like fucking tiger or a lion, or like a lion. I say a lion and I'm thinking of like a lion stat block, but I'm thinking of very big undead cat that if they summon it, like if they fall to the setback or they dilly daddle too long or whatever, then they have to all of a sudden fight the cultists and this thing, and the kid's dead, so they fucked up so bad. yeah, like so that could, I don't know, that's what I'm thinking for the adventure anyways though. But Johnny, you're so fucking right, man. Like the beauty of these 5-room dungeons setups, look at it, it's literally just 5 words written down on a piece of paper, and we've only been doing this for honestly an hour and a half, like really, and we got easily, I could easily probably turn this into at least a session or two, like no fucking problem, if not more.
And I mean, like, we're creating this specific one, but what we're trying to show you, like during the stream, is you can put in anything. You could literally do whatever you want. If you don't like kobolds, use goblins instead.
Yeah.
If you don't like goblins, use some, I don't know, warforged. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, so many things like that. You change one thing, and it allows for more possibilities, for more branches in the story, things like that.
Yeah, it's awesome. This is gonna be good. So the setback and the reward. So the reward should be the child.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And then ultimately for that, but yes.
But we should throw something else spicy.
I like the what Keith Bits said. Like, they're trying to resurrect a puppy, a snake, and a goat, like these pets, and instead they have like the fly moment where they all fuse together into this chimera.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
There could also be a magic item that's the main person.
Yeah, what Playable said is pretty much what I was thinking. I was like, maybe the knife that they sacrifice the kid with is what's magical, right? And
that's true.
Maybe
+1 dagger or something.
Yeah, like it could just be a +1 dagger. Maybe it has the ability, like once you attune to it or something like that, it has the ability to, like, if you give it a great sacrifice that it deems worthy of some sorts or something like that, it has the ability to summon a creature. Would be kind of cool.
I give it the great ability where once per short rest it heals you for the damage you did.
There was this really cool, I don't remember if it was homebrew or not. There was this cool sword. It was like this vampiric sword where you can feed it blood from your own body, basically give it hit points, and then you can do more damage that way. and I was like, this is weird. I don't know if they would use it, but obviously the barbarian used it because it's just like, yeah, hell yeah, take my hit points. I'm gonna do more damage to you. Was it that?
So
Maybe I'm thinking of the Sword of Cass.
there's a ring I found. It's Jack Ripper's ring,
Okay,
but I gave it to one of my players because they stole a bunch of shit, and I was like, "You're cursed now. Here you go."
there you
Um,
go.
but it has a drain ability where you can say a phrase that while you're wearing it, and the target next to you makes a DC 15 Constitution save, and they take 64 necrotic damage, and then you regain hit points equal to that necrotic damage, and you can do that once per day. So if you have something like that, it's helpful to the player, but not so helpful that it's like can be abused. But also it can risk more RP moments later of what the hell did you just do? Like if you do it in front of the wrong person. If
Yeah,
someone's
okay.
draining you, they're gonna be like, wait a second, what's happening here?
So the sacrifice knife is definitely should be
It's the thing.
the thing. Yeah, the magic item.
The magic thing.
All right. So look at that, guys. An hour and 45 minutes. We built 2 fucking 5-room dungeons, and a lot of it was like way more than we would actually need to really do to build one, right? Like it could literally, you know, they're super easy to make on the way to work, or sorry, on the way to your like D&D game. Like, you know, if you got a half an hour commute, you can fucking, if you're strapped for time and you haven't had time to prep, if you just know, you know, the overall theme of how it works, right? With like an entrance, a puzzle, a setback, and a boss and a reward, right? And you're able to like combine them and make these like scenes. You can really do anything with it. Like, it doesn't have to be a dungeon. It could be a fucking inn, right? The entrance is the bodyguard. The puzzle is, I don't know, the fucking the barkeep speaks
The
in gibber.
password. Get into the.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You know, like the setback, the boss. Boss doesn't have to be a boss that you got to fight. It's just your main. Yeah. It's the main person you're kind of going to speak to.
I think I like the what I forget who it was. Maybe it was Shockton or Playable, but they said that it's more of like a 5-act play, kind of like a sequence of events instead of just regular rooms.
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah, 5-act play is a fucking step. Yeah, that's exactly.
Or maybe it was Erica actually. Van Shenanigans.
Maybe.
Just be open to having different endings. The dungeon I brought up at the very beginning, the Wizard Tower one, that could end in 3 different ways, or 4 different ways. You could run, you could help fight the dragon with the bunch of kobolds, you can help fight the kobolds with the dragon, or you can steal the treasure and try to kill everybody. So there's 4 different options. And there's like also talking your way out of it and stuff like that. But there's like 5 different options you could have done that they provided you. Like, these are some of the things you could do. And here's what you'll get if you do them. And it helps, like, if you do this, you get to break it between these people. But if you go with the dragon, you get nothing because it's their treasure. But you'll probably survive because it's a dragon.
Damn, yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point, right? You got having those multiple endings and stuff. It's this was dope. What did you guys think? What do you guys think?
That's fun.
I mean, it was fun. Like I think like we've all been saying is just it to show how easy and how simple an encounter or a session or 2 can be just to create. It's just like you start off with one idea. Let's start something simple, kobolds. And then, you know, we turn it around and it's a great way. This system is a great way to, if you have no ideas or if you on what you want to do for a session, this is it.
Yeah,
you know,
a great way.
It's very different from my normal way of planning.
Yeah, I've never done this before.
Oh, so what do you guys actually enjoy this way of planning? This is honestly like when I'm building things, even when I get pre-made modules, if it's not in there, I make sure that I find this stuff. right? Like I make sure that I add this stuff in, because for me, I just feel like it's the most entertaining way to keep your players. Like that whole carriage scene and pulley thing that we were talking about at the start with the coin slot. Like, man, that would be something that me as a player I would talk about for months. I'd be like, this was the coolest fucking thing. We got pulleyed across this like cavern, and it was a coin slot machine and shit. So,
I think it's really helpful. If I planned better, if I planned at all, I guess would be the better term. It would probably be very useful in my stories. I very much throw shit in, and then I start to think as they're role playing how I'm going to continue this. So I'm on just constant panic mode when I'm DMing.
That's yeah. I 90%. I would say most of my sessions I end up playing like that. I usually throw out my fucking notes as soon as the players roll the first dice, right? I'm like, perception check, they're like 2. I'm like, okay, there goes this.
Never mind. Yeah, exactly.
Like, please don't roll, don't roll.
I think like there's a simplicity that we as DMs forget, because we want to plan everything. We want big and bombastic, but there's ways of doing that where you won't break your head, and like I said, I've never used this format or anything like that, but we came up with a small little adventure just in an hour and a half, and with input from each other.
Yeah.
But you alone, you could do that, and something smaller and something more simple, and players will love it.
Yeah, I have built out this one for when I'm doing games in person or like over Discord. I don't really plan that far ahead, but when I used to do play by post games, I had to plan ahead because they had to be like balanced a certain way. So I've done similar constructs, but it was more the literal rooms, like, okay, here's the rooms and what's in each room type thing, and less of a EPSBR type plan.
Yeah. I really like what like Lemons Keith are saying. Like, it's making things simple is awesome, and like I agree. I am a lazy as fuck DM. I try to make things as simple as possible, and then it's really good for random side quests or something. Agree 100%, right? Like, you're not going to base a whole entire campaign around this, but I think it's stellar for it could be, but like this whole DM Zacks workshop thing is the tools. I want to show people the tools that they can use and to put in their toolbox, right? So like for a dungeon master, I feel like this is a simple thing that they can take with them and just have in their back pocket when they're stressed out, right? Or they don't have the energy to write something. They could just be like, fuck, EPSBR, right? Like entrance, puzzle, setback, fucking boss reward, right? Like, there we go. But
no,
this was fun. I had a lot of fun. I'm gonna probably, this will be the end, but I'm gonna stream some video games though. So
sounds good.
If anyone's hanging out in chat. But Nikki, thank you so much for fucking coming and hanging out with us tonight. I know that what time is it where you're at?
Almost 2 a.m.
Ooh.
The dedication.
I have to be up in 10 hours to record.
10 hours?
Yeah.
That's a good sleep.
If I fall asleep immediately.
Like literally if they go to the bed and just knock out right now. But
that's true.
Great.
You gotta check social media. You gotta unwind.
Yeah.
I mean, at least that's what I do. It's terrible.
But yeah.
Check all my podcast stuff. See if I got any more reviews on iTunes. I didn't.
Shout out your podcast. Shout it out.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
You guys can find me at Beholder to No One on Twitter, and we are wherever podcasts can be found. It's a D&D podcast, and we release 3 shows currently. We have a discussion on Monday. Every week we talk about random D&D and TTRPG stuff. Ooh, yay! Someone who's like my podcast. That makes me happy. And I got distracted now because I got flustered now. Anyway, then Thursdays we release TTRPG one-shots every other week, and then 5th edition horror-esque actual play. You can also find me this upcoming Saturday on GM Table's live stream for Halloween. We are doing a charity event for Extra Life at 9 p.m. Eastern. So
Doing-
come find me there.
Doing good work out there, Nikki.
I know. Putting in work.
What about you, Johnny? What do you got to close it out? Eh? This is Johnny. Johnny
I ain't doing shit. No, I mean, if you guys want to follow me, I'm everywhere at the Johnny 2x4, the Johnny 2x4. I do have some projects that I'm working with that Zach and I are working on. That those will come in the near future. Rime of the Frost Maiden starts October 29th. I believe at what is it, 6:30 East? Sorry, PST, Pacific Standard Time.
6:30 PST is like when we're gonna like kind of get together and like pre-shit
Right.
and stuff, and then 7
Yeah.
PST is probably gonna be the start time.
But I promise you guys that if you guys tune in, it's going to be a super fun time. The characters that we have created, all the players, are just so fun. I'm attached to them already. We haven't even started playing with them already. And Zach is going to weave us an amazing story. So
Oh.
tune into that.
Johnny, man, you're so good at this, dude. You're like, I'm hiring you, bro. You're gonna be my like fucking dude. You pump my tires so good, man. I love it.
Thank you.
But yeah, everyone, thank you so much for tuning into this first episode of the DM Zack Workshop. This is going to be up on YouTube, and I'm probably gonna try to find a way to extract the audio and turn it into a podcast. I've just decided like 2 seconds ago. So, yeah, and then I'm gonna be streaming some Baldur's Gate 3. What do you think I should play? Baldur's Gate 3, Overwatch.
Baldur's Gate 3. Stick around for that. I mean, you can't like move from fantasy to something else. What are you going to play, like Overwatch?
Yeah, I was thinking. I might do Baldur's Gate 3. Let's do Baldur's Gate 3.
There you go.
Johnny, you want to hang on and chat? Nikki, I'm sorry. If you want to dip, you can. I'm sorry I keep on talking.
Good night, Nikki.
Good night, Nikki. This is gonna mess up the webcams here, but that's okay. I'm gonna put be right back up. There we go. Okay. Keith. Oh, that was Keith. Oh, Keith Bits. Damn. Okay.
Nikki literally mentioned this.
Yeah, I know.